The original Oblivion released in 2006 and you can buy it for $15. The remaster released in 2025 for $50, with the same content, many of the same bugs carried over, and brand new ones to complete the package. Bethesda is trying to wrap up a 20-year-old game in garbage and sell it to you for double the price. Want proof? I'd love to show you. Let's dive right into it. It's well known at this point that Oblivion Remastered technically runs on two engines, Unreal Engine 5 for the graphics and Gamebryo for the gameplay. This way, it can inherit the downsides of both at once. Unreal Engine 5 causes this game to have performance issues across the board due to being used for the graphics, similar to many other games reporting the same issue. People have done performance tests, and this game is running at 90 FPS on the strongest hardware available currently while doing basically nothing. This is hardware that barely even existed before this game came out. The Nvidia 5090 was released in January and the remaster released in April. You're telling me a flagship GPU released 3 months before the game can't even hit 120 FPS for a game running 20-year-old code at this point? Let's see how many people even have a GPU that powerful. I'll throw Bethesda a bone here by using the 2026 hardware survey, because that means higher odds people have upgraded their hardware. It's 0.37%, not 1%, not 0.5%, 0.37%. Most people are running the game worse than even this low bar. All this is because of Unreal Engine 5. The 20-year-old code doesn't matter. Unreal Engine 5 is so badly optimized by default that it manages to fail harder than our hardware could improve in 20 years. And this could be fixed by optimizing the game before you launch it, as shown by Expedition 33. But Oblivion Remastered is not Expedition 33. Their launch performance was bad, and their latest update was in July 2025. They haven't spoken a peep about any other updates since. The game looks nice, but when it runs this badly, it's clear they're brute forcing graphics by just turning everything up, without even considering who's playing these games. Bethesda announced recently that Oblivion Remastered is coming to the Switch too, so maybe that's what it'd take for them to develop an optimization pass for this game they're selling for $50. A whole new console release. On the gameplay side, by using the Gamebryo engine that Oblivion originally ran on, it means they're literally running the original Oblivion game on the back end. That means it comes with all the gameplay, but also all the bugs, leaving them to manually patch it up before releasing it again, and they did a worse job than the fans. Here's an exploit that lets you keep bound weapons forever, done by following these instructions from a GameFAQs guide. From 2007. The person who posted this must have been a prophet because they predicted a bug in a game over 15 years after they posted it, and that's not a fluke, because here's another post from 2009 predicting another bug in this game 15 years later. There's more too, you just need to check the unofficial Elder Scrolls Pages site. On the unofficial Elder Scrolls Pages, you can find nearly every single bug the fans have ever found documented, but it'd probably be a lot of work to fix all these bugs. If only Bethesda had a way to get fixes for all these bugs without having to work on them. Oh wait, that's right, this is a Bethesda game, the only developer in the world that makes the fans do the development for them. Next to nearly every single documented bug, you will find these words: the unofficial Oblivion patch fixes this bug. Each and every page, each and every bug, the fans have put in the work where Bethesda didn't, and Bethesda couldn't even be bothered to cheat off them for the remaster. On top of that, on the same site, you can find a list of brand new bugs that they added. I would like to emphasize that these are all new bugs. None of these are duplicate issues from previous editions of the game, but at least some of these have official Bethesda responses. Look at this one. They fixed the bug where applying too much paralysis in some instances would crash the game. Let's look at another response. How about this one, where the game will sometimes crash if you craft potions too quickly? In this one, they say they patched it, but I can see they're so self-doubting about their own fix that they still give you preemptive advice to fix it. And their real advice is, try crafting a little bit slower. That's their real official response on an official support page for a bug they supposedly fixed. Just play around it. You didn't pay us $50 for a game or anything. Our intern fixed that bug months ago. I'm sure it's gone now. By the way, the last update they put out for Fallout 76 was in January of this year. They can't even spare a couple developers to implement the fixes the fans have already done for them. Bethesda is even owned by ZeniMax, who's owned by Microsoft. Surely someone at some point in the chain can get people either to directly rip the unofficial patch changes, or just copy them all manually if they're worried about stealing. Those unofficial patches are proof that this is one of the hardest working and most loyal game communities to date, and they deserve better. For any other game where the fans have to put in this much work, they'd just leave. But Bethesda had built up a reputation of putting out incredible games, and back when Skyrim released, the unofficial patches were a labor of love to fill in the gaps while the community waited on the next big release. What have they gotten in return for their patience? Fallout 4, Fallout 76, Starfield, and a metric ton of Skyrim re-releases. Just further downhill with every game, and that's why I can't blame the community for latching onto Oblivion Remastered like they did. When you're getting so little, even something mediocre can seem like a gift. But Bethesda can't do this forever. Starfield's community patch had their last update in 2024, with trouble getting new caretakers because of just how hard the fans were burned by that game. Oblivion Remastered has more community support than that, but is riding on the coattails of one of the most successful games. Recent reviews have already become mixed. How long does Bethesda think they can keep the plate spinning? Because I can't imagine the fans will stay loyal forever if they keep making missteps. Bethesda should do better, and I know they can do better. The only question that matters though is, will they?